let's talk about design trends. Just like fashion, music, decor, and language, in design we see trends rise up, they get plastered everywhere, and then they fade out. Think skeuomorphism, think loading splash screens or custom cursors, or perhaps glassmorphism for a more current example. We see a lot of this on-trend design work on Dribbble especially, and I think a lot of newer designers feel like they have to follow trends in order to be good designers, when that is not the case at all. In fashion, for example, we can just try trends simply because we like them, and a trend can end up becoming part of our personal style. But in our design work, there's more that needs to go into a design decision than simply our personal taste. Like, does this make sense for the brand we're designing for? Is this style going to give the best user experience? Will our site stand out as a user is researching if our competitors are using this trend too? Trends can be a great source of inspiration, but they shouldn't be a reason to incorporate a certain design style into our work. So what actually leads to a design style becoming a trend? Well, trends are spread by people, and in this case, by designers. When someone likes a design style another designer has created that's new, or is maybe like a different spin on something, they try it out for themselves with their own spin on it, and more people see it and like it and want to try it, and it spreads from there. And over the past few years in the design industry, the team at Stripe have often been the ones trying the cool new things that end up becoming the trend. They release a site design, and then, just like Alex says in this tweet, eventually a bunch of heavily inspired site redesigns start appearing from other companies. Recently, as part of my Inside Marketing Design series, I got to speak to Tatiana van Kampenhout, who is on the web presence and platform team at Stripe. I was very excited to get to talk to her in an episode because I wanted to dig in on how the Stripe team feels about being the people to set these trends and have their work copied like this. I'm curious to know how it feels though as a designer to have your work inspire a trend, or like you said, end up being copied across other sites. How does that feel for you?
It's definitely flattering. I do feel like people are kind of giving us too much credit, but maybe that's because I know like how messy it is to like get to something, like to like, you know, a shippable state. So I think they only see the end result and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. But by the time we ship something, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so over this, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. But it does add like some pressure, because I think especially with the company scaling so much, and so Stripe is in hyper growth right now, and a lot of teams are growing, but they're not growing at like equal pace. So a lot of teams around us have been growing. So for instance, marketing has grown a lot over the last couple of years, but my team hasn't. So we've been getting so much more requests, but then we don't have more designers to do it. So I definitely think like that pressure of like keeping that bar high definitely weighs on me. And I think I also just like kind of feel like personally responsible for keeping that bar high, especially like after like BDC and Bill left. Like I'm like now the like oldest person on my team, so I take it way too personal. So yeah, like anytime I see something that's about the ship that like isn't quite right yet, I like try to fix it, or I just have nightmares about it.
I really hope that the inspiration you take from this video and from hearing from Tatiana is that if you want to create truly innovative designs, you shouldn't focus on trends. Not on setting them, not on following them, and maybe you honestly shouldn't even rely on looking at other graphic and web designs for inspiration at all. I mean, absolutely no shade to anyone creating or sharing trend-led work. I've done my own fair share of that throughout the years, trust me, and I do think it can be a great way to like flex your design muscles and try out something new, but just don't get swept up in thinking that following trends automatically means good design. Focus on your process and on getting to the root of the problem, and you'll be more likely to design something great. If you want to dig in on the design process of the team at Stripe and learn about the work that goes into the designs that do inadvertently start a trend, you should check out episode 3 of Inside Marketing Design. Here's the full episode right here. I'll move over so we can put it on screen, or you can get it in your favorite podcast app too. So I will leave you to go watch that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.